One-day Treasurer Josh Frydenberg is trumpeting his media code legislation forcing the tech giants to pay up to media companies. The next day, Facebook kicks every single Australian news site out and more. The government is privately confident that Facebook will back down and that this is a play with the legislation due to go to the Senate. I guess in terms of their assessment on that, they're partly looking at the example of Google, who threatened to leave, then backed off and started doing deals with media companies, and we've seen several of those announced, including with this company's, our owner, News Corp. The government also relying on a public backlash against big tech, convincing Facebook to change its mind on this. Facebook boss Mark Zuckerberg had a chat with Josh Frydenberg on the weekend, asked for amendments, and as I understand it, did not threaten this sort of action. Then this ban happens after the bill passes the House of Representatives overnight. There are two things Facebook want changed in the legislation, as I understand it. They want the requirement for a final arbiter if there is no deal between a tech giant and a media company lifted, and they want the power to pick which news sources appear on their site. The government restricts that in their legislation. Let's play Josh Frydenberg addressing this issue, and then Greg Hunt, the Health Minister, one of several ministers to attack Facebook for some of the sites they removed in question time.
Facebook was wrong. Facebook's actions were unnecessary. They were heavy-handed and they will damage its reputation here in Australia. Their decision to block Australians' access to government sites, be they about support through the pandemic, mental health, emergency services, the Bureau of Meteorology, were completely unrelated to the media code, which is yet to pass through the Senate.
Facebook has taken steps which are unprecedented and reprehensible, unacceptable in a democracy such as this, and an abuse of their power.